Hello guys, welcome back to Week Mix Media. If you're new to this channel, kindly subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Enjoy today's update.
What they do, but how did this partnership happen? How did this happen?
It's been about 2 years now since we've been in touch with Global Citizen. For the last 2 years, we've been working with them back and forth. This event was supposed to have happened last year, but it didn't happen last year. And when we got a call again at the beginning of the year to start preparation for this year, we didn't even think that it was going to be happening. But here we are, talking about a fantastic show put together by a fantastic team.
So, Kojo, we know you have a lot of other. Your team is huge, eh? Just to paint a picture for us, you and your folks at Big Ideas Consult. What is feedback like for you hours after the event? What is media feedback from maybe vendors, even from your partners? Give us a general view on what you've received so far in terms of feedback.
You know, this event was being live on several TV stations across the world, including TV3 and other local stations. And the feedback has been one that is very humbling, and it goes to show that it's possible here in Ghana, that given all the resources that one needs to do their work at that level, it can be done and it's possible. And I'm happy to say that a lot of local vendors were part of the production. Key amongst them, I would like to say that we had a local lighting partner, we had a local sound company that was also part of it. We had all the security that you saw were local security, health and safety were from local resources, ticketing and back of stage, back of house, accreditation were all local. So many local companies were part of it. In every aspect of the production, there was a local company that was working with foreign teams to make sure this happens.
Clearly, this is one that injects direct cash into our economy, right?
Well, no doubt about the fact that this is a very, very expensive production. There's no doubt about it. I mean, if you've been on site for close to a month working, then definitely you need the resources that will necessitate such a production. We have a huge team of artisans and professionals working round the clock, eating and being on site. It takes a lot to actually keep the whole cycle running, and there's no doubt that a lot of money has gone into producing what we all saw and appreciate.
Wow. So if yes, I mean, you mentioned earlier that when the environment is good, the ambience is good and favorable for all partners involved, we are capable of pulling off some of these things. I mean, that brings me to my final question on that aspect of our interview. What has taken you so long to get it right like this?
The expertise. The first thing I'll mention is the expertise. On this production, we've learned a lot, and we've learned that some of the things that we do here, even though it gets the work done, it's not up to the standard out there. And so we needed to adapt quickly to how this is done out there at that top level to be able to match up. Because if you know about Global Citizen yesterday, it was a 2-city event. We had ours in Accra, immediately Ashraf signed off the show in Accra. He also signed on to the New York one at Central Park. And so we needed to match up to that level, so that when you switch over to Central Park, it will not look so different from what you saw in Accra. And everyone that watched the two shows was set to the fact that the standard that we raised here in Accra was comparable to what everyone watched and saw at Central Park.
And some of us want to be biased by saying that it was. It's like we really spoiled there, my brother. We spoiled there.
Well, even part of my foreign team that were here, were all saying it, like, we really gave Central Park, like,
because I know it dipped. A lot of people were like, no, even in the comment section, some of us followed their pages on there, just picking up feedback for purposes of our discussion today, and they were like, no, it dipped. Viewership even dipped when we switched, because we're even looking at the lineup here. We're looking at the sustaining energy for that long. I don't know how you guys got it, and even the quality of the crowd. Even though it's a free event, ticketing and all that, I don't know how you received your crowd.
I mean, we, at the beginning, a lot of people were very skeptical about this thing working in Ghana, because this was a ticketed event, but it was free. And it was a new app that we have never used in Ghana before. You needed to get onto the app or to get onto the website and to register and get, your password and all that through, and then start taking action. A lot of people doubted whether this was going to be possible in Ghana. But I kept telling people that we, at the back end, we have targets for the day, targets for the week, and targets for every session of our draws that we're having. And once we were meeting those, targets, it didn't matter if people thought it wasn't very, very popular out there or not. We knew what we were doing, that it was going to be a sold-out event, and it was. I mean, when the doors were open, within the first 2 hours, we had almost about 5,000 people coming through the doors. These were people who were scanned, because all the tickets that were issued were digital tickets, and that
so it was easy to track
at the point.
It was
very,
easy
very
to
easy
track.
to track which doors people were coming through, which gates needed more help, because you could see more traffic coming through, and then you needed to send security. Like, we made good use of technology, which existed in Ghana already, but had not been. I mean, we don't really apply this. So many times we had a dashboard that showed the traffic at every entry point. So if this entry point needed more personnel, you just move them from this side to that side, and then make sure that you manage the traffic flow at that side. And these are technology that we have here in Ghana. The ticketing campaign that was used, Aya Tickets, did a fantastic job. Made sure that everyone who deserved to have a ticket issued their tickets, and on the day, at the point of entry, there was smooth flow for everyone getting through the doors and coming to have a great time. And even the time of day that the event was done was unprecedented. Nothing like we've seen. Usually Ghanaians like to come out at night, but at 2 o'clock, when we watched the CCTV cameras, we could see traffic building up behind the walls. And that was a very, 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 very great indication of a very great night that we were expecting. So we were ready.
I'll be asking you about whether you think Ghana is ready for December. Well, the world is ready for December in Accra, because you're one of the big brains behind most of the major events. That I'm talking behind the scenes, putting in work for some of these big events later in the year. But in case you just join us, guys, we're having a conversation with Kojo Poku. He's the team lead executive director for Big Ideas Consult. They are local partners for the Global Citizen Festival Accra. And we're just having a big review about what happened over the weekend. And I'm getting lots of questions here. One wanted to know, Kojo, which area of your budget, or let me put it this way, which area or what consumed most of your budget, especially apart from the musicians?
Funny enough, some of the things that we really spend a lot of money was areas that ordinarily on our local productions here we don't focus more. We focus more on the welfare of workers this time. Everyone who came to the site will realize that all the workers were properly kitted. Everyone was wearing a helmet when we were building. Everyone had reflective jackets on. Those who needed to have safety steel-toe shoes to work did so. Everyone was catered for. We had 2 meals a day for the workers that worked on site. And we made sure that there was ambulance 24 hours. Even when we had to work through overnight, there were ambulances back there just in case somebody needed a medical attention. And there was fire service. Everything that we needed for the comfort of the people who worked was taken care of. And ordinarily, Giovanni, you work on productions here. We don't usually take care of some of these things. And we made sure that was taken care of. And that was one of the areas that we really made sure that we didn't get it slide.
I love the fact that you also mentioned that you guys also learned on the job, because I'm sure just like working with your other partners, you got exposed to other areas that ordinarily you would probably have ignored or paid least attention to. Is that the case? All right.
Yeah.
So
in Ghana, there are no institutions that train people for some of these areas that we work. You can be a carpenter, but to be a set builder is a different thing altogether. The kind of skill that you need to build a set as a carpenter is different from the kind of set of skills that you will need to build a wardrobe as a carpenter. And if you know the industry, you understand that over time we have evolved. The kind of sets that Ghanaian, companies put up these days for award shows and stuff, we've really come of age. But we still needed to learn a lot to add to what we have to be able to achieve the standards that we also are with.
Well, we want to have you share your final words with my listeners. Kojo Poku.
Just want to thank Ghanaians for showing such enthusiasm and great response to the global citizen movement. I mean, now we have over 30,000 global citizens. For everyone who came, you're a global citizen right now. The world is out there for you to explore, and we know that you have taken actions that will go a long way to support the cause for which we all spend time, money, resources to give a fantastic show. And so for those who don't know about Global Citizen, go out there, download the Global Citizen app, keep on taking actions, keep on supporting the movement that we have brought to this side of the world. And thank you very much for coming to the show.
Wait, one final one. Is it possible they'll make a part 2 or come back after all they've seen and witnessed?
We're going to have a review of the event, to get feedback and everything later on in the week. As I speak now, we are still tearing down. This is a set that was built for 3 weeks, so you can imagine how many more days we need to go before we can clear out for the independent stores. So
wait. You paid for the space for the duration that you had it, even after the event. You paid for that same space.
Well, yeah. Nobody can come and have an event here now.
So that's how it works.
Yes, that's how it works. Once you rent a venue, it's for a number of days, and the fact that you are done with the event does not necessarily mean that you will not be charged for it. But it's for a cost, and for us, it's very, very important that we give Ghanaians what we think they deserve, something that can be compared to the international shows that Global Citizen is known for around the world. In 2019, Global Citizen was in South Africa, and they took Beyonce to South Africa, and we needed to get something like that in Ghana. Even if it wasn't Beyonce, Usher is at that high level as Beyonce is, and even for our local artists, everyone gave off their very, very, very best that the whole world is talking about, and we just only began. So
Kojo, I thought we're done with this interview, but I'm now getting lots of other questions. My friend, my colleague here, Kawa, will be asking you one as well. But is it also, well, let's talk about partnership with government agencies. How involved was the government of Ghana in this project, since you are a local partner?
We were very, very happy with the kind of support that Ghana government gave the Global Citizen, in terms of all the necessary agencies, all the agencies and ministries, and departments. Every one of them, from the security services to the fire services, and all the other ministries like culture, the city of Accra, the mayor's office. I can't mention all of them, but every one of them gave us the support that we needed to be able to do such an event. Whenever we knocked on doors, everyone opened up to help whenever, wherever it was necessary, and we really, really appreciate that.
Kojo, so this is not a question, it's just to say congratulations to you. I think that you guys were incredible with everything that you did, the organization and everything. But please, this is from me and my friends and the many thousands who were at the Independence Square on Saturday. We want them to come back. So please do something about it.
Well, what Global Citizen has done now is tell the world that it's possible here in Ghana. That for me is a very, very big statement. It's possible that when we collaborate, this event wasn't about just big ideas. There was a great collaboration between a lot of local companies, international companies that came together to pull this together. I will not sit here and take all the credit from.
Yeah, but if they unmute your mic on Zoom, all he's saying is that if it's your turn to speak for us, just throw in that word that Ghanaians, per the feedback you're picking, want another one, and we'll be excited.
I mean, yesterday on Twitter, people were threatening to destroy the environment some more, so that they will come back.
Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's make sure that Global Citizen sees the impact of the work that they have done in this country. Let them see that we are saving our environment more, and that the job that they can do here has been very impactful. So that maybe it will tell them that, okay, the little that they did got a lot of response. So if they come in again, maybe they can get bigger response.
All right. So final question. What were you involved in choosing the acts from here?
Okay, so this is a question that I've had to answer in so many platforms. Listen, we are local partners. What it meant is that if they wanted to buy redfish, they will find out from us. Oh, we want to buy redfish. Which company would you, or who would you recommend that we buy the redfish from? And we will say, Osu Night Market. The woman at the first store, redfish is fine, but there's also somebody at Agbobush. She's the first one, So in terms of choice of act, we gave our recommendation on who we think fits what they were looking for, but the final decision as to who mounts the stage was up to Global Citizen's talent team to decide and choose. A lot of names were mentioned, a lot of artists were sent to them, and then they made their choice based on several criteria and several, things that they look out for in the artist.
They didn't highlight some of those criteria for you. They didn't mention.
Well, what you must understand is that Global Citizen is an NGO, and so for an NGO, they look out for certain things. Your energy must match your energy. Your outlook out there must be very positive and must reflect what they stand for. If it's an NGO that supports a certain kind of cause, and you, the artist, you are against that cause, it will be improper for them to put you on their stage. So it's safe to say that for everyone that was chosen, they felt that you represent what they are also pushing, and so it will be in sync for them to put you on their platform. So I think all the artists, they look at your profile, they look at what you stand out for, they look at your image out there in the world, because let's not kid ourselves. This show was not only for Ghanaians. That's why they had completely unknown artists in this market who were brought in to perform, because they needed to appeal to a global audience. So your global appeal must also, be out there for everyone to see. And so I think that all those things were taken into consideration.
That's right.
Selecting whoever mounted the platform. But let me put this out there.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that somebody was not on it does not necessarily mean that they did not necessarily match the criteria.
Mm-hmm.
This is the very first concept that global citizen is coming, and like you're saying, who knows? Next time it's going to be somebody else. It's going to be several other artists. I was pushing for some other gospel artists to be included in the team. I made it known that we are a secular company. We are a secular nation, but we are also a very, very religious nation. So it would be nice to have some gospel artists in there. In the end, they didn't go for it, but I know very well that they've come to Ghana, they've had a taste of our culture, and so maybe next time they may consider.
All right, we hope they were well catered for, well compensated for their jumping on this course.
I have to say that no artist was paid for a performance fee for this. No artist was paid a performance fee for this. Yes, everyone who mounted the stage did so out of the benevolence of their heart. And the global citizen cost is bigger than how much money you make out of a performance on that stage.
Not even a shot.
Yes, everyone, and that goes across the world for every global citizen concert that has happened all over the world. All over the world, global citizens, artists who perform on those stages do not take a performance fee. Performance fee for mounting the stage.
Right.
So it's a big organization, it's a great platform for an artist to be on, and I think that anyone who mounts the stage look at several things that they are involved in before they decide to do so.
Thank you very much, Kojo Poku, Big Ideas Consult. Thank you so much for your time today.